Hello everybody, this is Divya here, and today we're going to discuss on diet tips on weaning foods. Weaning foods are the foods which are being introduced to the infants after 6 months of their birth. So the mothers who have been giving lactating, who have been giving and nurturing their kid, after 6 months of period, there are certain foods which has to be introduced to the infant for on their further growth and burn development. There are list of foods, there are certain do's and don'ts for the foods to be introduced to an infant, because the digestive system, the whole body is in such a sensitive phase that not and every single product cannot be introduced to the kid. So we're going to discuss, and there are certain tips to be involved and how to introduce a product and how to continue with it. As I said, 6 months of period after their birth, 6 months of period is when the weaning food has to be started, because 6 months period there is the mother's milk which takes care of the calorie demands of the baby. After 6 months, the calorie demands, the vitamins and all major nutrient demands goes higher, which cannot be compensated through mother's milk. So there are certain foods, like everything starts off from liquids and then semi-solids and then solids. So once the tooth and every gums are being formed strongly, the baby would be in a phase of chewing the food. Every single food should be introduced to the baby, because this is the phase where the likes and dislikes of the baby is being decided. If you don't introduce a food product into the baby, later on in their toddler age, they would not like the food product. So every food product should be introduced to the baby. Maybe initially it wouldn't be likable by the infant. They would show rejections toward the food, for example through vomiting or through diarrhea. But after a week or period, again the food product should be tried. For example, after 7 or 8 months, around egg whites or pieces of chicken, boiled chicken can be introduced for their protein demands, which can be digested well by their digestive system. So you need not to introduce some strong or which requires too much digestion. You can start off with mashed potatoes, or you can start off with rice or pulses along with it, and the pulses extract or the vegetable extract to start off with the liquids. So slowly the sugary things should be avoided. For example, there are too much commercial products which are being formed, which can be also added into their meal plan. So every 2 to 3 hours the baby should be given or feed it something. Along with their breastfeeding, the breastfeeding shouldn't be stopped at a stretch. It can be continued till an year. So along with that, the weaning foods with an interval period of every 2 hours it can be given, along with a supplement, and then it can be a well cooked fruit, it can be given, extract of pulses or vegetables can be given, or fruit juices. So any food product which is going to be introduced new to the baby, it should be tested with a spoonful or a half spoon at least. Then if they are not showing any kind of rejections, it can be continued on later on. Always have a check over your food expert or over your physician who you've been taking care from your time of pregnancy, so that the baby, if at all it is showing any kind of severe symptoms of diarrhea, you can immediately stop the food product then and there, and again consult a physician and then continue with it. So there is a sensitive phase involved with the growth of infants. As the calorie demands are higher, you should never compromise on the nutrient terms, because this is the phase where the baby completely attains the muscle growth, the bone health, the internal organs, the whole digestive phase. So if these things are being not compromised and given complete attention, the later part of the childhood of the baby will be really good. So it is in the hands of the mother. Along with their breastfeeding, they should start off the weaning after the month of 6 months and should know the importance of weaning as well. Thank you so much.